We need some Mountain Dew though, not gonna lie.
We're on the same spot. He's fine.
Doug, where would you rank the effort this team put into this win tonight?
I mean, it's pretty high up there. I mean, it's the top 4 team in the country, and you think you make the margin pretty wide. That's a really good thing. I don't think there was a guy that didn't leave everything out there, and I think that's on both sides. And I think when that happens, it makes an incredible environment for the fans, and I think anyone that watched it, I would think they would have enjoyed. I mean, especially if you're a UNI fan, now you would have enjoyed that. But I think both sides really competed for everything. And you've seen signs, you've seen indications of, in our team of being able to do that. But I told the team if we're going to go from a good to great team, then we have to do that out in competition. You have to be consistent with it. And you know what? I mean, when you got a guy like this who comes out and wins a match against the returning All-American, top 5 guy in the country, it certainly creates momentum for your team and the people behind you. It's like, man, we can do this. And I said I didn't think the meet had to be close, and as close as the matches were, we found a way to win a whole bunch of them, and I think it makes it a whole lot of fun. We're trying to make this place so McLeod, trying to make it where it's a place where people don't want to come in and compete, and man, I thought that was and what a great representation of our program and the heart and grit and fight that we have, but also how prepared guys are and how much they trust it when they step out there. So really, we should let these guys talk because they do all the work, and they listen, believe, apply what we're talking about, and they're living and modeling it, and makes it a whole lot of fun. So where would you rank it? I mean, I'm saying Kyle pays attention. He knows what's going on. I mean, I'm saying he's a wrestling historian. I think it was a really good one, especially within the time that I've been here, to think of a better one. And we're gonna have some more opportunities real soon to be able to do it again.
Coach, for you, like last year, I think Trever, you wrestled Caleb last year, the duel. I think Ryder, you wrestled him earlier this year with Keen. I guess how do you go about making adjustments from those matches and to be able to flip those results?
You asking me or you asking?
I was going to ask you first, Doug.
I think guys have some tendencies. You know what guys do now. Being able to stop it is a whole other thing. Being aware of it, I guarantee you that guy probably thought he was going to score that first exchange. And then that starts to change things and things start to tighten up a little bit. We know not bouncing in those situations, but I think just keeping your focus, man, and knowing they can be different every single time, and really staying in the moment as much as possible is a really thing that we work on. I mean, I got a cowbell that I have in our room, and I'll be ringing in guys' ears because they got to be able to just stay focused in the moment and not let anything else distract them, because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to distract them. Okay, the referee call was no good, or this happened or that happened. Like, it doesn't matter. It's the next thing. And these guys are doing it, and he was able to do it today. So these guys can answer it much more than I can. I got a great staff that get these guys prepared.
I guess for the both of you, was that more mental adjustments, coming back, be able to say, like, these are the things that you do, or were they more tactical adjustments you had to make on the mat?
Yeah, I think in terms of, like, the physical wrestling part, I don't think really anything ever really changes. You make adjustments, but I felt 4 times different in this, like, match than I did last year. Just experience, mental game, like, I was sitting there, like, kind of smiling, laughing in the first period. Like, that's just kind of how it is now with me. I think that's helped my wrestling a lot. You saw Parker talk about it last year, how, like, easing up and just kind of having, like, a loose focus is what Coach calls it. I think that's helped me drastically in that match, and there was, like, the clock not running, like, a whole 3 minutes of just a cowbell is essentially what he calls it. And I think having that apply exactly to, like, what we work on from the practice room is, I mean, that's what we work on. So
Yeah, that was good.
That's about all you get out of Ryder.
Trevor, that was, to get that win, what's that, that sets the stage really for everything. And now like you guys say, you talk about that in the room, but then you go out and do it, and now there's the proof where everybody else followed you. Is that kind of, how do you like setting that stage right there?
yeah, that's something that I took pride in last year and take pride in as the light guys. It's my job to go out and start it off. I mean, I go out and lose that match, like, it's not gonna, I don't think it'll change a whole lot, but I think it helps a lot of the other guys. Like, we talk about passing the baton, like, I go out and do that, it's just rules. It's like, the snowball just keeps going. I think it's a job that is underemphasized, and being the guy who first goes out there, and then I think it at least helps the other guys make it easier on themselves at least.
Parker, were you thinking cradle when you went out there?
No, I was thinking wrestling. Lose focus. Roper said I was going to underhook, and then it was like, relax your hands. So I felt like that was a good game plan after that.
He's in it, man. That's the thing when you wrestle through positions and you put as much time into the wrestling and skill, like you trust things when they're there and you take them when they're there. And the dude was flat. He was flat. Period. I mean, he was. I mean, that's great. And bonus points are just, they're huge. They're huge from, you know, they just won a match too, and maybe they felt like they had a little momentum back, and that just squashed it.
Coach, we saw Ryder's growth last year really come out on stage for the guys first time in the lineup, but to go out and be the top 5 guy, be in the top 5 himself, he's taken that next step. So what have you kind of seen in him and his growth throughout the last 2 years, and particularly this year to reach that stage?
Puts a tremendous amount of time into his craft. I mean, he does. He works his tail off every day, and him and Drew spend a lot of time in there. We got a lot of guys that put a lot of time into wrestling, and they really care about each other. And you can see it, you can feel it. And he can articulate it better than I can, but he's just going to continue to grow. So I'm speaking for him. That's not a surprise to me that he's a top 5 guy in the country, and then he can go win the national title this year and he just beat a guy that's top 4 or 5. Like that's if I'm wrong, that's been his plan. So I'm not surprised. He's right where I feel like he's worked to be, and he'll continue to do the work to make sure he climbs up that ladder.
So, Ryder, I feel like the confidence for you has always been there. So where does that confidence come from that you were able to go out and do that the way you do when you come out on the mat?
Yeah, I mean, but confidence, it comes from, like, we won the battle with Jesus, so we all go to Bible study, we all have our little Bible studies or whatever it is when you open the Word on your own. Like, I'm sure we've all been in the Word this morning already. We've all had a Bible study this morning. Our confidence is in Jesus. So, like, we won the battle. If you lose a wrestling match, who cares? Like, we're going to compete. It's fun, and we're here to, like, shine and show that, like, what we're doing is how Jesus walked or act like him. So.
First win over the Cornhusker since 1991 for you guys.
Holy cow! Damn,
That's on dog.
that is my fault. I'll give you that. I agree. That's a long time. I didn't know none of these guys were alive.
That's my parents' wedding.
These guys were alive, so that's
Parker's fault too. He's been here for like 6 years. Trever and I.
No, it's good to get a win against, and they have a
You
really
guys
good
should
team.
committed earlier.
They're a really good team, so that's a good win for our program. And like I said, just I feel like things have been building, and I think that's just evidence for everybody that we're building and where we're going as a program.
How has Lance Runyon developed into an effective heavyweight?
He's a good wrestler. The guy's always been a really good wrestler. You know, just he's had, unfortunately, not been able to stay 100% healthy. And he takes he's taken that skill into wrestling. Man, you saw. I mean, now he can wrestle through so many positions that I don't think a lot of heavyweights can. He built himself up, and it was something that really our team needed. And is it ideal weight? I mean, he's making it his ideal weight. So we got a lot of guys that are willing to sacrifice for something bigger than themselves, and he's certainly one of them. And he's a really, really good heavyweight. I'm telling you, he's a really, really good heavyweight, and he just keeps showing it. And I don't know. I'm excited for him the rest of the year, because I think the more he gets used to wrestling those bigger individuals, he's gonna be able to kind of pick apart some pieces of that. I mean, he took a risk. I love that he takes a risk. He tried to jump to his cradle, and the guy got away. I'll take that all day. Go take a risk, and we don't get it, fine. But he's still gonna be a risk taker in those kind of positions. But he's just learned to have a little bit more patience. And that dude's one hell of a heavyweight.
Eats a lot of food. I'm his roommate.
As a veteran in the room, Parker, just coming into the season, you brought back about everything this year in terms of like the lineup from the top to bottom. So can you talk about the excitement you guys had coming into the year, realizing like how much potential you guys had and what it means now seeing it unfold when you beat a team like Nebraska?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I don't know. Last year I think we had a great opportunity, and I think we had a great year. But just growing with these guys, whether that's spiritually or on the wrestling mat in life, we have a bond that I don't know. I've never had before in a team, and dang, is that bad to say? No, but I've never had. It's exciting. It's exciting to go out there and compete. I don't know. We're gonna go. You see Trever wrestling, and it's like he scrap for every point. It's like probably one of our pillars. It's not a pillar, but it's up there. Scrap for every point, right? Scrap in every position, right? So it's pretty darn cool, and I don't know. There's a song like "You're Gonna Miss This." Like this is super fun to do, and it's time to enjoy it and take it all in. So.
Anything else? Thanks, guys. All right. Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.